What's going on, everybody? So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about the numbers surrounding AMC stock, and it's leading me to a couple conclusions right now. The first conclusion being that, man, AMC could rocket beyond any price expectations that I currently have. And really, if we expect some margin calls, it's going to need to rocket past any price expectations that I currently have. And if you know anything about me by now, I would love to see 1,000. And really, if we're expecting margin calls, we need to go, and we will go, well beyond that. Now, the second conclusion I'm coming to is that this is not going to be easy, okay? I see everybody else out there telling you that margin calls are going to happen tomorrow. They're going to happen because of 002. They're going to happen, and Citadel's going to go down, and all the hedge funds are going to go down. Guys, I wish it were that easy, but, transfers of wealth, hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars changing hands. It's not easy, but I know exactly what we can do. So, of course, if all of this sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2021 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and man, we are growing our portfolios together. Look, share this video with somebody because you need to know what is going on. They need to see that this isn't going to be a battle, and you have to decide right now, what are you in AMC for? Is this a move for you to make some quick money? Is this a move for you to get 100, 200, 300, 400% on your portfolio and then get out? Or are you really in it to hold this stock? Are you really in it to squeeze the hedge funds? Are you really in it to see a transfer of wealth and some crazy life-changing money? Because if you don't make that decision now, we're not going to reach the peak. If you don't make the decision now, we're not going to see what AMC is capable of. And let's just talk about why it's not going to be easy. So I'm going over the numbers, right? And we see that there's roughly 100 million shares that are currently shorted. Now, I know a lot of you believe that there's synthetic shares out there, and okay, don't use those numbers. If there's synthetic shares that nobody knows about, or that the SEC doesn't care about, or whatever, why would they be covered if nobody knows they exist, if nobody cares that they exist? Let's use the numbers that are being reported. So we know that there are roughly 100 million shares being reported, and thank you to Adam Aaron diluting AMC over the last couple of months. How many shares do institutional investors own right now? 80% of the shares outstanding, right? 80% of 500 million gives you 100 million shares. So we know that hedge funds have shorted, institutions have shorted $100 million shares worth of AMC. And now, thank you to the Silverback, they own 100 million shares of AMC. So we know that not every single hedge fund is perfectly hedged. We know that some of them, like Citadel, are over-leveraged to the downside. They are over-leveraged shorting AMC. So these are the hedge funds that you could really go after. Now, there are other institutions that are buy-heavy, right? It just works out that way. If there's 100 million shorted, 100 million bought, and some are over-leveraged, some are under-leveraged, and they're playing it to the upside. So knowing that it's not going to be so easy to move the price up and trigger a margin call, because yes, the numbers are there, 100, they've got as many bought as they do have sold. But we have to target these hedge funds, and we have to look at these hedge funds that are over-leveraged to the downside. These are the ones that are going to be margin called. Now, how do we get there? Because this isn't going to be some easy game where if we get the stock price to $1,000, they're going to get margin called. It's not that simple. It really is not that simple, guys, and here's why. $100 price on AMC is a drop in the bucket for a place like Citadel. It's a drop in the bucket. Guys, I don't know if you know how much $400 billion is, but they're in control of $400 billion worth of assets. And if you think that AMC going up isn't going to be offset by the S&P 500 going down and the puts they got on the S&P 500 or any of the other positions that they got out there, they're going to be able to maintain that leverage, maintain that margin that they have. much beyond my expectations, much beyond your expectations, right? So if driving the price up is going to be a drop in the bucket, it's going to be a good thing. Don't get me wrong. We want to see the price move forward. We want to see the price move up. Holding the stock, oh my goodness, holding the stock is going to create so much more risk for the hedge funds. So much more risk than the hedge funds can handle than just the price going up. We get the price to $100, sure, you and I are happy. We've 10x'd, 20x'd our portfolios in the last couple of months. And if you just got in at 50, you've already doubled your money. Perfect, right? We're making money. But the hedge funds aren't losing enough money to get margin called at this point. Maybe we go to 1,000, but those losses can be offset somewhere else. So what do? If we hold the stock, it's simple. Now, if you believe that every single one of the retail investors, all 4.1 million investors out there are holding, perfect. There's a lot of day traders. Guys, get out of AMC right now. Stop day trading AMC. Just leave. I understand the volatility is there, but just leave at this point. You're making a couple bucks. You're scalping it. Great. But this is so much more than a couple dollars. And if we hold this stock, if we get the volume down extremely low, this creates a huge risk. What's the risk? It's the risk that it's a simple fact that the hedge funds cannot cover their short positions. If there's no shares available for them to buy, they cannot cover them. It doesn't matter if the price is $1. It doesn't matter if the price is $1 trillion. They cannot cover them if we do not sell them. Now, sure, they could go out and they could potentially get them for their buddies at Vanguard, from their buddies at BlackRock, from their buddies at AMC if AMC gets a yes vote on another 25 million shares. Sure, they could find them elsewhere, but they're not going to be able to afford that risk. That's the whole game that you and I are playing right now with these hedge funds. The whole game we're playing is a risk management game. Sure, we want to see the price go up, but we want to force the hedge funds to cover. I don't want to drive the price up, man, because I tell my brother to buy into AMC, I tell my dad to buy into AMC, and they drive the price up. It doesn't do enough to increase the risk for the hedge funds. And that is exactly what we are here for, is to increase the risk to the hedge funds. So we do that by holding the stock. Yes, I know you and I are doing that. I haven't sold a single share of AMC. Nobody I know has actually sold a single share of AMC. So the current volume that we see, if you believe everybody's an ape, the current volume could be created by high frequency trading. They could be out there. The hedge funds could be out there trading on the dark pools, right? And this is manipulation in a sense, and this is as far as I really want to go into manipulation. Now, the clearinghouses, the NSCC, the brokers, they know that low volume is an increased risk for hedge funds, okay? And I know that day traders are jumping on, but let's say once day traders are gone, the hedge funds can increase the volume by trading the same share back and forth between each other. They could trade it back and forth multiple times a day at the same share price, essentially not making or losing any money, but creating volume. That would be manipulation, and at that point, we might need to take a step back and say, okay, SEC, investigate this. Is this something that the NSCC should be calling out additional margin and getting that supplemental liquidity available so that these hedge funds don't get covered? And then, it's going to be a game that you and I aren't going to win alone. We're going to need to rely on some regulators to come in and see what they're doing. That is manipulation, and that will be addressed if it comes to it. But guys, we could drive the price up all day long, but the most important part, my goodness, the most important part is to hold the stock. It's to hold the stock. So if you know somebody that's day trading AMC, great. They can take advantage of the volatility other ways. Options. Use options. If you got a margin account, use options. Learn about options before you do it. It is an alternative to take advantage of the volatility. So I'm asking everybody, right now to look at this in a different light. Please look at this in a different light. Share this with somebody who needs to see it in a different light. We can drive the price to 1,000. Excellent. It's not going to trigger a margin call. We can drive the price as high as we want. It's not going to generate that risk because they're sitting on as many shares as they are shorting, and we really need to hit them with a different level of risk. And that's to make these shares not even available. I don't care what analogy you use. Bananas in a tree, okay? If you take all the bananas out of the tree and nobody can get any more bananas, somebody's going to risk starving, right? They don't have any bananas to eat. That's a risk. I don't care if there's one banana in the tree. They can fight over it. That's not as risky as no bananas being available. So however you need to grasp the idea, however you need to look at it, the name of the game is creating risk for the hedge funds. They've got money for days. They don't care about the money because they've got it. But if they don't have the shares available, that's where you and I can come in, and that is exactly where we can hit them and where we can generate this risk. So if you're day trading AMC right now, look at it in a different light. Use options. Do something else. Go to Clover. Go to Torch. I don't care. Just stop day trading AMC and stop the share volume. Because, guys, if you thought $1,000 was... I think 100,000 is ridiculous. I do. But if we do what we say we're going to do, then yes, the price... If the price isn't even going to trigger a margin call at 1,000 and we go so much beyond that, the price, guys, is unlimited. It really is. It's hard to fathom the fact that the price can go as high as possible. But if we're not willing to give those away, they have to buy them back. And they have to offer that price until somebody is finally willing to give that share. And I know you guys think that you need volume, but think about it. If there's not a single share traded, we're trading at $60 a share. And finally, they offer higher and higher and higher and higher prices, and somebody's finally willing to accept $1,000 a share. One share. They only want to sell one share at $1,000. The stock price, it's going to halt, okay? It's going to halt, but it's going to go. It's going to tick from $60, 0 shares available, and then the next tick is going to be $1,000 because that's the next share that was traded. And there was only one share traded that day. That's low volume, but a drastic increase in price. So please stop correlating high volume with a higher price. That is not the case. Please start correlating low volume with high risk for the hedge funds so that we can finally get this thing where it needs to go, and we can finally see this squeeze happen. We can finally see AMC literally go to whatever price you want it to go to. Pluto, Mars, the moon, a different galaxy, a whole new universe, something that doesn't even exist. Whatever it is. You know how to do it now. So guys, if that subscribe button is still red, make sure to click it. Join us. Become a bro. We're here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. Let me know down in the comments below. I know this video was a little bit longer, but are you holding? Are you a part of this? Do you want to make a quick buck? Or do you really want to take the hedge funds and show them that it's not their time anymore? It is our time to do this. And the ones that over leverage themselves to the downside are done for. Let us know down in the comments below, guys. There's a link down there for Webull. Make sure to use that link, deposit $100, get those free stocks, and oh my goodness, buy AMC with them if you want. What a great idea. Almost nothing out of your pocket, and you get a share of AMC right there. I think that is it, but make sure to look at all of the other links in the description as well. Twitter, ClayBro883, all that good stuff. And make sure to share the video with somebody who needs to see it. So until the next time, I hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.